We are recording. Hello, everyone.
Oh,
Hey,
Hi, David. Hi, Rebecca. Hi, Hazel. Hi, SIYP. Live show, uncensored. The name changes every time. It just changes. How are we?
Good.
good.
fantastic.
David, your eyes.
Yeah. So
So,
that girl I've been date.
yeah,
Oh,
I was gonna say, hey, David, since you're so excited, go. You start first.
yeah. So that girl I've been flirting with at the gym for like 6 months.
Oh,
I connected with her and we got her phone. I got her phone number.
Tell
And
us more.
yeah. So I connected her with Sense of Daime as well to get an interview. And so she'll be going to one of the works soon. So I'm super excited about that. Um, What else showed up? Oh, last week I ended up doing a my talk for the summit that I'm doing. Crap, what's the I forget the right now I forget the name of the summit. Shoot. Oh well. Um, but anyways, I did a talk and it was amazing. And I'm right this week I'm creating a course. So it starts next week, so I have to have this course completed by today, the end of today. And it's going to be about living your life as a movie, which is awesome. And when
Living
it's
your
out
life as a.
as a movie.
Oh,
So what's available for you if you live your life as a movie? There's like a lot of freedom. And because we create the story, the backstory that's going on. So instead of crappy ones that we usually create, like the ones that we get triggered on all the time, just create a new one. So that's what the course is all about. And when I got it ready, I will let our audience know so they can get it and download it and see it
I love it.
there.
I love it.
I'm stoked.
You look super stoked for our viewers that can see us. Again, you can see the podcast on Spotify and you can listen to it on Apple Podcasts. However, David, when you were talking about the course, living your life as a movie, we were actually
Mhm.
talking about this, Rebecca and I, the other day, because I was in a movie, Rebecca shot a little scene of the movie, and we're like the difference people can be when they're acting as compared to living. And it's very interesting. You're talking about a course stepping into living your life as a movie. I kind of want to hear a little bit more. Like, what made you do it? Like, what's behind
Oh,
your yeah.
so last year when my car broke down, I got in 2024 when I got in the car accident, this I got rear-ended and I didn't have any money. And I was just like, crap, what do I do? Do I sit in the corner sucking my thumb, hoping that things are going to be better? Or what? So I was actually walking through a grocery store listening to some music from the 80s. And it was just like I felt like I was in a movie. I was like, this is interesting. You see the everything going by in the shelves and stuff, like in the dollar store, it's the orange color, and then you walk into the green color, then you walk into the yellow or whatever. But it felt like I was in a movie, and I was like, wait a minute, what if I create my life as a movie? What if I shift my views, like from what if? Because Rebecca showed a couple of weeks ago or last week that she, she creates very powerfully from what ifs. So, so instead of
probably
creating
I'm
what
not just alone with it.
so, so instead of getting what I don't want, I'm actually creating a new slate, new slate for me to create from. So that's actually the premises on it, and it really
Mm.
helped me out, and I just love doing it. It's just a lot of fun.
No, it does sound
It's just
exciting
energies
because
live. Because a
Uh,
rom-com, so for example, a rom-com, when you're watching a rom-com on television, it's so different than living a rom-com. You have all these other really cool aspects to it that you really miss in a romance comedy. And same with the thriller. Thrillers would I've been in a thriller and wow, it's a thrill. I would not want to experience a horror movie after experiencing my life as a thriller.
no, but
So
then
it's fun.
talking about living your life as a movie, if you don't like the story, you can create a new story,
Exactly.
a new
That's
point of
all.
view.
I
Yeah.
was just thinking that too. Like, also, the thing I do is if I start watching a movie and I don't like it, I switch to another movie.
Mm.
Okay,
Yeah.
on television. Yeah, because it's easy. You just flick it instead of us being so like
Stuck.
holding on to this torture that we love.
Hmm.
And then we say we hate it, but then we do it more. Then we say we hate it.
Hmm.
Just change it, flip the channel, just as what Hazel said.
Mm.
It's great.
I think it's a really good idea. I mean, I don't know. I always felt I can relate to this. I always felt that I live in a movie or my life is a movie. Or if you make a movie of my life, it would be like Hollywood, successful, billion people would watch this and we would get a shit ton of money. So, and I think it's a really good idea because like it can, I mean, in my opinion, it can motivate people to create amazing life experiences and amazing memories. That
Hmm.
could be a really good story. Like every time when something really stupid happened to me, I was thinking of it like, yeah, I think it will be a really good story later. And like I just did it because I wanted a good story. Um, yeah, so anyway, I think it's a good idea. And also to give a little bit more like chances to people to being able to like teach them how they can be able to change their ways, like as you said, David, that if they don't like something they can just switch and do something else, because
Hmm.
Yeah,
they won't stuck in one way, they won't stuck in the box and do the same way all the time, they can switch and do something else. So
yeah.
yeah,
Put a new television show on.
I like it.
So asking the lovely lady at out, and then you're creating this. What else shows up for you?
And not wanting, creating.
Creating, sorry.
Yeah. Oh, and a sales course came into my space that I didn't pay for. So I called them and let them know that it's out of integrity for not to let them know that that the course is showing up in my files. And but I did ask that I could if I could actually have it for longer because it's been very helpful. So he says continue using it, but we're just going to see make sure it's not the system actually messing up. So about integrity, and then when you have integrity, it's just things come to you, and it's just honoring someone else's property as well, and not taking it and stealing it, but honoring their content, which is valuable.
So could you just, since we're still on you, what does it mean to you working in integrity?
Working in integrity. So integrity, it's not morality, but it's good question. That's a really good question. So integrity, it's something that you stand for. And if I'm standing for integrity, for me to be in integrity, so that means people will trust me, people will respect me because I will be an integrous person. So that's really what integrity, does that make sense?
Hmm.
What
But
did you hear?
what I'm hearing is so like integrity is being I associate it to being accountable, being your word, your stance, your support, your commitment. So when you do that and you show up for people in your integrity, it allows them to show up also. That's what I'm hearing from you being
Yeah, 100%. 100%. That's awesome.
hmm, operating
And
in
it shows,
integrity. Yeah, sorry, go ahead, Hazel.
yeah, it shows people what is possible for themselves too. Because, like, if you can do it, then I can do it, kind of thing.
Yeah,
Mhm.
so
Yeah,
good. David, anything else for you?
beautiful. No, I'm complete.
All right.
You're like a light bulb today, man. Your face.
I have.
It's like
I love it.
bing.
I love it.
I've been like that all week.
It just shows stepping into. So, wait, David, I know you're complete, but what elements in the program showed up for you this week? like from the 12 chapters?
Well, well, being my best self.
Mm,
Um, I've been having to let it go, to let go, to be able to write and come up with material for the
mm.
course.
Detachment, yeah.
Um, yeah, detachment. What
Okay.
else is showing up? I forget what the other 12 are.
Mhm.
There's being the
So
best version of yourself, which I am being the best version of myself for sure.
I see
Um,
intentionality, like
Yeah,
in your intention, in your vision.
yeah.
yep, definitely intentionality.
Detachment,
Hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, okay, cool.
visioning,
Visioning for sure.
Yes, for
visioning.
sure.
Yeah.
And I've been using AI to help me vision, which is amazing. It really helps you create speeches, like get ideas out.
Yeah. And it's still from you. It's again in collaboration to who you are that AI supports you. So it's still you.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, it's
Power.
just taking my ideas that I put in there and it actually is coming out with like, wow, okay. Thank you.
Okay. Awesome. Who wants to go next? Me. I go next. Okay. So, uh this week was not as interesting in itself, but not as interesting as last time. Let's see. One of the big things that showed up this week was um all right. So, I introduced the Dreamcatcher last week. And ironically, like I told Rebecca this morning, I was like, babe, it's because when we put up the Dreamcatcher, we set an intention. We set an intention to empower and highlight our good dreams and the ones that don't serve us to absorb them and release them. So I think there was power even in the intention of the Dreamcatcher. So we had a moment this morning where, we had our day off, both of us, and it was good. We've been resting well. Um, it's very interesting. I don't remember much this week. Hmm. Let's see. There was work as usual. Not okay. Well, I've had a couple calls because I do handle like customer service at work. And surprisingly, this week, next week, I'm going in training, and then the week after that, it's like a transition training, and then I go to Milan. So this week was pretty much one of the last weeks this month where I'm talking to customers, and I wanted to get my performance high. So there was a part of me, yeah, there was some judgment because I was already setting myself up that the people I'm going to speak to are going to be annoying, they're going to ruin my performance, I'm going to be triggered, I'm going to be angry. And when that didn't show up, so when I was talking to people, that didn't show up. I actually got, yeah, there was one interaction that really was interesting. It was a very interesting interaction where the person was very the person was going through, I think it was something at work in regards to their devices that were not working. And I was trying to help the person out. But then the person goes like, "No, you can't help me," and everyone doesn't want to help me. I was very like resistant towards me, and I realized that when I was engaged in that energy, I started becoming very aggressive. And when I realized myself trying to, which I noticed myself doing most of the time, when I try to get involved in someone, I take it personally, and then I start reacting. And on that interaction, when I was like, what are you doing? I don't like this version of myself. I let it be. I took a step back and sign from the universe, the interaction just ended. So the call got disconnected. And I was like, okay, but I saw like, I got a headache in that moment. I was angry. I was overwhelmed. And then when I took a step back, it's like the interaction just ended. Everything just ended. So that was pretty cool because I came from judgment and detachment immediately and stepped into a better version of myself. Work was good, I think, because the workout muscle I use to just cut off whatever power I give things is improving. Milan is working out great. Finances issues showed up, but I wasn't overwhelmed by it, so I'm proud of that. I acknowledge myself for that. And yeah, that's it. I think that was like a 3 minute share, but I'm complete. That's my week.
Well, actually, Zashan, would we be able to take apart the where you had the angry client and then you did something and it ended. So what did you do?
Well, the biggest thing I did in that moment was I took a second to check in because I started realizing that I'm becoming a version, and this I think was really great because I started realizing that I'm becoming a version I don't like. I was rude. I was what's the word? Not sarcastic when you're passive aggressive. Is that the word? You know, when like I'm being ironic with the person. So when someone upsets me, I'm just like, oh yeah, okay, yeah. Oh, I get what you're, and it was just very nasty. And when I realized myself doing that, I was like, oh, this is disgusting. So I took a second, I paused, and I was like, I told myself, okay, don't take it personally, which was really interesting. The second I detached from it, the call ended. It just ended. I don't know how, but it ended. So I think it was just me. Even if the call went on, I don't think I would have been as triggered because I didn't give it power. I was like, I don't like this version of myself. So that I don't know if
Maybe
that makes
maybe
sense.
maybe maybe the call was just to demonstrate to you who you're being, and then
That's
that's
what I
why it
was just
ended too.
thinking that.
I mean, it could have showed up in another way. I didn't. I mean, because like that's my job, that's my work, right? So like that's I put a lot of power and like a lot of energy into that because it's my life. So yeah, it's great if it was an awakening. I would have liked it another way, but yeah,
Yeah, they come how they come. It's awesome.
yeah. I was just really proud of how I took a second to just be like, it doesn't serve me channeling that energy. Like I don't, I can be of service to someone without taking it personally. I think that's what I learned. Yeah,
And that's legitimate power that you held there.
yeah.
The call ended.
Like I mean, sometimes it could be. It wasn't like an internet thing. It wasn't like an electricity thing. It just ended, and I was like, okay, great, move on. Yeah.
It's perfect. Because you cleared it within you, so it can't show up in the world anymore in front of you.
Mm. Yeah.
Now they'll
So
just go to another person.
yeah, there were I didn't go to another person exactly. Well, no, it wasn't. I didn't offload anything else because I think there was nothing else to give off anymore. So yeah, there was fear, resistance, judgment, being the best version of myself, and detachment, and not so much gratitude, but well, Milan. So I'm grateful for that, and I'm grateful for my family, and I'm grateful for my fiance right there on the call with us. Okay, I'm complete.
Well, I'm sure you're grateful that the call ended.
Oh yes, true. Okay. Rebecca, you want to go next?
Yeah, I can go on next, especially because it's funny that you said that there's nothing much. But yeah, anyway, I mean, we didn't have a fight, so I mean, nobody left the house or whatever. Um, for me, had like three things, uh, and mostly it was all of them were like kind of judgment and detachment and gratitude. Like one of the thing what I realized, I think I just realized like today with Zesha that when we are so triggered about something like mostly financially or like traveling or like anything else, we started take it as a joke. Like we started joking about it and being silly. And I, for example, today I shared a lot of triggers what I had with him, but in a jolly way. And I don't think he realized it at all. And I don't think he did it like intentionally, but we were joking about it. And I think it was really fun. And I think we found like a way how we can talk about triggers, but not give them power. So I think this is something really nice. The second that about Milan and about trips for the future and whatever, we were a little overwhelmed. And at some point, it was not sure that we can even go there or I can even stay with him. What was like, I was like, okay, what can we do? You know, it's not a push. I don't want to push anyone. But then instead of like, it was so interesting. Like in my head, I heard a voice like my little eye showed up and it was like, yes, but you know, from the day one you wanted to go together and you even I can see Leah, and you even applied for being also in the Olympia as a volunteer, but I didn't get it. And but I was like, I'm going with him and support him, whatever. So I was like, okay, so if you get a place for yourself, it was in my head, like everything, you don't want me to be there. So this is so selfish. You are going alone without me, you know? And then I answered to my question and I was like, no, let's ask him. Let's give him the chance to answer if he wants me to being there or not. So if he wants me to being there, then we can find a solution. And then I had a beautiful conversation with him and he said obviously that he wants me to being there. And then in my head, it was also like about finances and the fact that I realized that basically I could do it financially, so I don't really need anyone. I can do it by myself. It was also like, wow, I'm independent. I have the power. So I didn't give place to my fears and my judgment, and it was really nice. I think I'm kind of in a progress, let's say. Um, like obviously in the end we can go to Milan and the family helps and I'm also so grateful for that. It was just really interesting. And then I had a fight with my best friend. With her, we had some couple of fights during this week because all of them was like full judgment and like from her side, my side, and everything. And we had like a day when we were like went back and forth, like texting to each other. When we text to each other, it's always like catastrophic, the end of the world, you know, we say to each other like who is right, who is wrong, you know, and stuff like this. And then she was like, okay, I'm gonna answer to you. And I was like, no, I will call you. And I called her and we were talking to each other like for an hour. And then we just agreed about everything. So instead of going back and forth, we could just, you know, talk to each other. So yeah, I think I started improving a little bit more after Mexico. I think it really helped to recharge my energies and recharge my batteries. Yeah,
Uh,
kind
Can I
of.
mention something, Rebecca?
No, no,
You
I'm,
yeah, no, you mentioned you said my fears. And when we
yeah,
say my fears are because you're actually it's yours now. You've claimed it as yours. It's mine.
yeah,
So
yeah,
maybe it's not yours. Maybe it's about it's just an energy that you were experiencing and that you're experiencing the energy of fear and you just gave that up. It's in that space you can give it up. And when you're holding it and saying it's mine, then it can be challenging to give that up.
yeah. Yeah, I agree at some part of it, but also, I mean, in the not part, but doesn't matter. So in the other hand, I think we have fears. What is like coming with us? Like we bring these fears, based on like through the past experiences. So
Okay.
I have some fears. What is like coming with me? Even I'm with Session for a year, and he never did anything to prove me that I have can have these fears because it's validate. They are valid. They are valid. But because I had these experiences from the past when I had, you know, these specific situations, I these fears just build up. So uh, I think now it's a way to, and it's not that I shut down myself or I shut down these fears, but I can have a conversation with little I when I have these fears.
Okay.
And yeah, I think it helps. So basically I agree with you about fears, that they are not like all the fears are not our fears. and we don't have to hold them and keep them that it's my fears. But I think based on past experiences, we can have fears, but we are still bringing with with ourselves.
Yeah, so you're experiencing the fears of the past, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
fears which you held in the past, which you're not holding on to anymore.
I would not say that I don't really hold them anymore, but hold on to them anymore. But in this kind of situations we had, I think I could let them go.
Yeah.
So they can show up anytime, I don't want to say they will not
Mm.
anyway. Um, but in this situation, I was like, okay, I don't have to. But I think these fears are like so basic. Like, I mean, I would say that they are not really specific or whatever. Like, I think a lot of people have these fears. So yeah, I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't know. Okay, so like for example, like Trishan told me that he wants to go for holiday with his family, just with his family, like his mom and sisters. And then I was like, yeah, sure, I don't mind, like go. In the other hand, in my head, because like, I was like, oh my gosh, he wants to leave me behind. I'm not part of the family. Maybe they just invite me all the time because they feel they have to invite me. Maybe they don't like me at all. Maybe they just invite me because they feel they have to invite me. Maybe they, whatever. And then he was like, okay, so imagine the situation that you would ask them what they would say. And I was like, maybe they would think that this is so stupid, that this could never happen because they are not this kind of people. They are super easygoing people like Zeshan. They are fine. And they would tell me if they don't like something. So like I don't think this would ever happen. Um and then I was also like, we had some kind of agreements. So like, I don't know, don't leave me here like for a week or whatever, or try to also keep me priority to keep it in balance and stuff like this. And then in the end, I was like, yeah, I can completely understand that he wants to go with just his mom and his sisters because he cannot see them every day. So I'm not selfish. I don't mind, just if it's keep balanced. And this because it happened in the past that they chose family or they chose anyone else, but not me, but me. So yeah, it was really interesting.
Nice.
I think there is actually a lot of power in just being aware of what's going on and then having the ability to be like, thank you for showing up. I'm grateful that you show up, and I don't give you power anymore. So it kind of goes also in relation, David, to what you're saying, to just, you know, not saying they're mine anymore in this moment now, in reality. Yeah. All
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
exactly.
I just want to move on to Hazel because we got about 6 minutes
Of
left.
course.
Baby, are
Um,
you complete?
yeah, I'm completed. Thank you.
Okay, so my week, work week, what came up for me was I had resistance to, because our office switched to 4 days in office. And yeah, we were 3 days in office before. And so I think I wasn't the only one at the office who was like, oh, 4 days, it feels so long. You know, and there was like an attachment to that and the resistance to coming into the office for 4 days. And then I was like, oh, well, why am I choosing this? Why am I choosing to feel like I'm suffering for coming in 4 days a week, right? And uh, so then I let go of that, and it seemed like the work week got easier after that.
Mm.
So yeah, and another thing that came from that was like, oh, I looked at when was the last time I took a vacation day, right? And I noticed that, oh, I haven't taken a vacation day since October. And well, we had an office shutdown in December, so I did have time off, but I hadn't taken a vacation day since October, and I'm like, oh, then maybe it's time for me to take a vacation day because I felt like this, because I felt the resistance, and I was like bemoaning going into the office for 4 days a week. And so I was being accountable to my mental health. And I said, okay, I'm going to take a vacation day. So at first I asked if the other assistants could cover for me. And I took Friday off, and I have Thursday and Friday coming up off as well. So that will be nice.
It's like a long weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And not just 1 week, but 2 weeks. Like this week, I had the Friday off, and next week I'll have Thursday and Friday off. So it's just time for myself to take care of myself and, and to relax and just disconnect for a while. What else came up was actually Dwayne and I went to a comedy show last night, and I got triggered at the comedy show.
Okay.
Yeah, because Dwayne wanted front row seats, right? Because this was a comedian that he likes, and he was coming from the US. So we had front row seats. We were right in the middle, so we are like really close to the comedian. And so when he came on, like I'm usually pretty reserved when I'm out in public, and sometimes it can be hard to get me to laugh. So I felt like he was kind of picking on me because he wasn't, I wasn't like ha 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 ha, like laughing out of my chair, falling out of my chair, laughing my head off, right? And I, this is what comedians do also. They kind of like pick somebody from the audience to make jokes from, right? So, I kind of thought it was going to happen, but I thought he would pick Dwayne because Dwayne would love that.
Mm.
My husband is Dwayne. So, for those just tuning in, yeah, Dwayne would love that, and he would talk back to him and have no problem, and he would have more fun with that. And yeah, I got triggered because I have been bullied when I was in school, and those feelings came up again, like, oh, I'm being bullied, you know. So anytime I feel like someone's picking on me, those feelings come up from the past where it's like, oh, I'm being bullied all over again, right? And I was attached to that for a bit, and then I'm like, oh, oh, geez, why am I really here? I'm not here actually for me. I'm not at the comedy show for me. I'm here for Dwayne. Because Dwayne loves this comedian. And I looked over at Dwayne. He's sitting right beside me. I looked over at him, and he's having so much fun. And I'm like, I don't care. I don't care if he's picking on me, or if I feel like he's picking on me, I should say. I don't care. It doesn't matter because Dwayne is having a lot of fun, and that's what matters. And I'm here for him. I wasn't here for the comedian. So when I let that go, that feelings of fear and attachment and resentment and judgment, they kind of went away. And then I felt gratitude and also forgiveness because we
Resume the
got cut off.
recording. Yeah, go ahead, Hazel.
Oh, okay. I can't remember where I was.
Well, when you realize the triggers, you could go into forgiveness, gratitude, and the bullying.
Oh, yeah. Hold on. I'm just gonna rename myself. Yeah, so I was able to let that go, even though the past fears came up, like Rebecca said. And yeah, it was, afterwards, when we went out of the theater, they have a little restaurant bar area outside of the the stage area, we went outside and we saw the comedian there. And Dwayne and I got a selfie with him, a picture, and he said, "Thanks for being a good sport." And then part of me was still like, "Arr." But then I let that go, and I'm like, okay. It was nice to have a picture with him because that made Dwayne's day. So yeah,
Can I just say something or
yeah,
ask something? Well, say something. I mean, I think it
sure.
should definitely be acknowledged how I think it also relates to what David was saying, integrity and, intentionality, because you being integrous to yourself instead of subconsciously channeling into your trigger, that might have derailed the environment, the experience for your husband. If you went into, remember you were talking about this last week also, like being right in that moment.
Mhm.
If
Yeah,
you went into that, it could have created a different scene that may not have worked for everyone, but you took
yeah,
it, gave up, you realized where it was coming from. Like also what Rebecca
yeah,
was saying, and this is so beautiful, those fears that you don't want to hold on to, but they show up and you welcomed it and you let it
yeah,
go. You were like, ciao.
yeah.
So yeah.
Well, one more thing about that night, it was funny because um, when he came on the stage, the comedian, he did a high five to Dwayne and then he did this to me. And
No.
then I was like, yeah, I know. I was like, oh, okay. And then when he was making his other jokes, I was like, so I was kind of playing with it too because,
Yeah.
all those feelings were coming up too. And then when Dwayne saw me doing that, he was just laughing even harder. And I'm like, this is what I want. I want him to have a good time.
I just
So,
want to say I'm not gonna say, and I don't want anyone to say what the gesture was. Like the listeners should view the podcast to know exactly what happened there. Uh wow, yeah, so good.
yeah, and I
Eh,
don't do that. I don't give the, should I say it? I don't
No,
give the middle finger.
okay. Yeah, it was a
I
no
don't give
figure.
the middle finger to people, right? Like I can count the number of times on my hand that I've done that, because that's just not me.
Is it one? Is it the middle finger? Is that how many times you did it?
No, that's not how many times, but yeah, it's like less than five. So
and
yeah.
I love how you go to a comedian to do your transformation. That's awesome. Most people go for the
Well,
laugh, but you go for the triggers to get transformed.
I wasn't planning on it, but
Mm.
yeah, yeah. But there was warm up acts before the main comedian, and
Mhm.
yeah, they made us laugh as well. So yeah, it was good. Yeah.
Oh,
Maybe
so
I
you
would
weren't
have.
laughing for the last one. You
Oh
were
no,
only
I was
laughing for the guys that were massaging you? That were
no.
like,
So like for the warm up acts, there was three comedians that came on that were warm up acts for the main comedian.
hmm
Um, And yeah, we found them funny except for one. So we found two of the comedians funny, and then the main comedian, he was funny too, but I was also very triggered by him because I felt like he kept picking on me. So yeah, yeah.
Baby, you wanted to
Awesome.
say something?
Yeah.
No, I just wanted to say that maybe in your place, I would just imagine that I will execute him or I will give him to my Rottweiler for dinner. But you did very well, so congratulations.
Yeah, like for those who are watching, I can imagine I had my fingers and I was squeezing his head, from far away.
Just a disclaimer for legal purposes. No one was harmed during the making of this
Yeah,
podcast.
yeah. No one was harmed at
No,
all.
no, no, it's not. All right. Okay.
And
Anything
and
else for? Oh,
and
sorry.
and and maybe that comedian needs someone to be pissed off at him in the audience. Maybe that's how
Oh,
he maybe that's how he works. Who knows?
yeah, true. Yeah, yeah,
Could
I
be.
think you're right. Yeah, yeah. But he did a Donald Trump impression that was so good, like so spot on. I was laughing out of my chair, and he saw me laughing, and then he says, "Oh, good, you're laughing." And he said, "It only took 35 effing minutes."
I think
And
you
I'm
were
like,
part
"Yeah,
of the show.
okay."
Yeah.
What's that?
I think you were part of the show. You were
Yeah,
there.
yeah, I was. I wasn't the only
Yeah.
one either. There was some other people that he had called up on stage and he was talking to them and everything. So yeah,
Mm.
yeah, we were part
Any
of the show.
anything else for you, Hazel?
Um, no, that's it. I'm complete.
Okay, so we're all complete. I just wanted to say, I think this, like all of our calls, all of our podcasts, very, very powerful for all of us. Next week's podcast should be an interesting one. So we're going to do this as we do for our listeners. It's going to be recorded, and we're going to be going live on social media as well. So stay tuned there. And we would actually share the call with all of you live. So stay tuned for that next week, same time. That's it for me. That's it for all of us.
I will
Bye.
put up all my
Bye. Have a
glowy
good
makeups.
weekend.
Bye.
Okay. Yeah, have a good weekend. Bye.
Bye.